Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 804, and today's topic is some important derivatives of sulfonilamide, and that is part 2. I have already discussed two derivatives, and today I am going to discuss first that is sulfathiazole. Thia means sulfur is there, and then after that sulfadiazine and sulfaguanidine, and these derivatives, they are antibacterial, but they are not bactericidal. They are bacteriostatic, means they can only damage, they can only destroy, they can stop the growth of the bacteria, but they cannot kill the bacteria. But of course they will not allow bacteria to grow, and in this way the bacterial growth will be stopped, and one who is getting the infection out of bacteria or bacterial infection, it will be recovered. And these derivatives are very important to treat encephalitis, pneumonia, some skin disease, some intestine dysentery, which is bacterial, those bacteria which are hiding in our guts, so they can be treated. So first here I am giving that is important derivatives of sulfonamide part 2, and the first one that is called sulfathiazole, and this sulfathiazole is also called as N1,2-thiazolyl sulfonilamide, and N1, here N1 stands for substituents, and that substituent is SO2NH, and it stands for that substituent. You know, one is N1 and one is N4, and that N4 stands for NH. So this is the meaning of N1, and the other name of this sulfathiazole is cibazole. So sulfathiazole and cibazole, they are actually available in the market in these names, and its molecular formula is C9H9N3O2S2. It is a more potent than sulfapyridine. So previously I discussed sulfapyridine, more potent, and it is less toxic as compared to sulfapyridine. So that's why it is superior as compared to sulfapyridine, that is sulfathiazole or cibazole, and it is less toxic. It is used mainly in severe infections and particularly useful against staphylococcal infections. Staphylococcal infection means it is gram-positive bacteria, cause a skin infection, and also it can cause pneumonia. That bacteria is called staphylococcal bacteria, and it is used in bubonic plague. Bubonic plague is caused by wingless small insect, and they are parasite on human beings, and they take the blood, and this in Indian language it is called pissu. So pissu is a type of parasite, and that is found on mainly human beings and then sometimes on bird. So these two are there, object, that is they are parasite for these two, and they feed on human blood, and that is called pissu. So here we can synthesize this sulfathiazole, that is cibazole, by taking it 1,2-dichloroethyl ether, and this 1,2-dichloroethyl ether will give you 2-aminothiazole, and this 2-aminothiazole, when it is combined with CH3CONH, SO2Cl, and then it will become CH3CONH, benzene ring, SO2NH, and then 5-member ring with nitrogen and sulfur. So it will combine, and then again when it is hydrolyzed in presence of sodium hydroxide, then you will get NH2, this benzene ring, SO2, aromatic ring, NH, and then 5-membered ring which is containing nitrogen and sulfur. The sulfur word is for thiazole. Thia means sulfur, and this is the structure of sulfur thiazole, and which is called cibazole, and the formula is C9H9N3O2S2. So this sulfur thiazole is 50 times more potent as compared to sulfanilamide. It is white powder and it is soluble in alkali, it is insoluble in water. And this second one, that is sulfadiazine. Sulfadiazine is the most popular and well-known sulfur drug, and it is used to treat different type of bacterial infections, and it is also very much well known in USA, and it is approved by American Drug and Food Administration to use for different bacterial infection. So here the sulfur thiazole is white crystalline powder, insoluble in water but soluble in acid and alkalis, and it is about 50 times more potent than sulfanilamide. And number 2, the most popular one, that is sulfadiazine, and the other name of sulfadiazine is N12 pyrimidine sulfanilamide, and this N1 I have already told you that it is the substituent of NHSO2, and it is also known as sulfapyrimidine. Its molecular formula is C10H8N4O2S. It is less toxic than sulfathiazole, and it is the most widely used sulfur drug, mainly in the treatment of pneumonia, rheumatoid arthritis, rheumatoid fever, and then bacillary dysentery. Bacillary dysentery means bacillary is a type of gut bacteria which is present in our gut, and out of that bacteria we get the dysentery, that is called bacillary dysentery. It is prepared on large scale by condensing ASC. ASC means acetyl sulfinyl chloride. So acetyl sulfinyl chloride is called ASCl with 2-amino pyrimidine. This is your 2-amino pyrimidine. So when these two will be condensed in presence of pyridine, you will get sulfadiazine with formula C10H10N4O2S, and it is a white powder which darkens on exposure to light. So this white powder, once it is exposed to light, sunlight, it is little bit darkened, and it is soluble in hot water and also in mineral acid and alkali, means that is sodium hydroxide solution. It is soluble. So this sulfadiazine is very important drug, and still it is in use, and it is mainly treated for chronic dysentery, that is bacillary dysentery, and also in pneumonic condition, that bacterial infection. So as I have already told you that sulfadiazine is one of the most popular sulfur drug, and it has been approved, or they are putting on prescription in America, USA, and it is approved by the American Food and Drug Administration, and to treat the urinary tract infection, and to treat the STD, means some sexual transmitted disease, and also in some a disease which is caused by contaminated meat, and the carrier of that parasite is cat, and that is caused by one very particular bacteria, that is also treated, and also it is used to treat encephalitis. So this sulfadiazine even today is very, very important drug to treat very serious bacterial infections. So here the sulfadiazine is antibacterial prescription medicine approved by USA Food and Drug Administration, used in the treatment of urinary tract infection. Then chancroid. Chancroid is a sexually STD, sexually transmitted disease, that is called STD. That chancroid is very much effectively treated by sulfadiazine, and also it is used to treat that is called toxoplasma. Toxoplasma gondii. So Toxoplasma gondii is a type of parasite, and that parasite is actually the carrier is cat, and once you are using the contaminated meat and that meat is not well cooked, then you are going to get this infection, and it is meat exposed to the infected cat feces, and also it is used to treat very sensitive or dangerous disease, that is called encephalitis. Encephalon means it is to your nerve, to your brain. Such type of bacterial infection is there, so it is treated by sulfadiazine. The third one is that derivative, that is called sulfaguanidine. Sulfaguanidine is actually used, it is not very much absorbed by the intestine, so it can be given in large doses to treat the bacillus dysentery mainly. And that bacillus dysentery, I have already told you that in our gut there are some such type of negative bacteria which are responsible of causing this dysentery, and this dysentery is very effectively can be treated by sulfaguanidine derivative. And this sulfaguanidine is also known as para-aminobenzene sulfonyl guanidine, and its formula is C7H10N4O2S. It is poorly absorbed in the intestinal tract, and hence can be given in relatively large dose in the treatment of bacillary dysentery. It is white powder. It is white powder, and sparingly soluble in water. Sparingly means less soluble in water, but soluble in hot water and acid, and it is totally insoluble in alkalis. It is insoluble in alkalis. It can be prepared by the condensation of sulfanilamide and guanidine at temperature 200 degree centigrade. And when these two are condensed, we will get sulfaguanidine with formula C7H10N4O2S. So with this I will stop, and some other sulfur drugs which are very important we are using. I am going to discuss some analgesic, some antipyretic, means some which are affecting your nerve, some which are controlling your body temperature, and those sulfur drugs derivatives I will be discussing. So with this I will stop. Thank you very much for watching the lecture.